So I've watched The Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 2, Path Unknown. This is the second episode of the season, and the final season at that. And this picks up after Confined, and this episode, though, is instead of following Omega, we're following Wrecker and Hunter and what they've been doing. And what they've been doing, spoilers, is simple. They've been doing whatever they can to figure out where the Empire, where Hemlock took Omega. They got a lead from some Denvorians, and that led them to an old base that Hemlock had. That, yeah, an experiment got out of control on that planet, but on the planet they do find 3 surviving clone cadets. I suspect all 3 of these we saw when they were transferring all the clones off Camino. My suspicion. But yeah, the experiments went out of control, the most famous being Slithervines, and the Empire destroyed their own base from orbit. And the clone cadets, I forget which one, but specifically mentioned the Empire ordered a base down to 0. I think that may be the first time we've had a on-screen call out of what the code order is for a orbital strike. It could be, but one of the clone cadets is like, you know what? They're looking to rescue members of the squad. We're going to help them because these clones, they feel betrayed by the Empire, feel betrayed by all the clones who left them behind, understandably. And so the other 2 are like, let's just get out of here, kind of. And they don't want to help, but the one does. And the one that the other 2 said was what they thought was a smart one. He is, because by helping them, it's actually helping all clones. He may not know that yet, but that's the case. But they go into the base, which is, it's creepy. I kind of wish they had a Jedi with them for this, because they needed a lightsaber with all the Slithervines and other grotesque creatures that Dr. Hemlock created in his experiments. And yeah, those Slithervines, which are like half vine, half snake, ugh. But anyhow, they find the one remaining intact console, and they power it up using Gonki. So Gonki has finally played a role in a story. It makes sense he was going to do it eventually. But that's a nice long hanging thread that I'm glad has paid out. But they get only some of the data. They don't get everything, but probably even if they got every piece of data they needed, the exact coordinates of Mount Tantus was not going to be on there, but they did get a sector. Now, they barely escaped with their lives, and that's because there was a Sarlacc under the base. Yeah, and and thankfully the other 2 clone cadets do come to the conclusion that to rescue them probably helps that the brother sends them a message saying, hey, we need help. And they were already on board the Haver at the time because they hotwired it and were thinking, okay, I have a feeling that the one who assumed the leadership role, I suspect he wasn't going to leave until it was like the last possible moment they could. I just had that suspicion. But they do rescue, and that includes having a big explosion in the mouth of the Sarlacc, which is crazy. But okay, this is probably also the most creepy depiction of a Sarlacc ever. Probably has to do with the fact that the whole atmosphere was night, it was dark, everything around it was grays and blacks, and the Sarlacc was grays and blacks. Definitely nothing like the Sarlacc on Tatooine. But yeah, it was creepy and a little bit wholesome, and I think that was part of the point. But at the same time, I wish they had a Jedi with them, because the Jedi would be able to sense, and their lightsaber would have been so great for slashing at things. I'm just saying, even if they just had a lightsaber, that would be beneficial. But they do leave, and they're going to drop the 3 clone cadets someplace safe in Island. That's going to be Pabu. So yeah, they'll have those 3 young clones are going to have an opportunity to decide for themselves what they're going to do that now that they can't be soldiers, even though they were trained to be soldiers, and that's all they know. And when the clone cadets asked about them, Hunter said that their mission is not over yet, as the camera pans to the Tokodar that, well, first it was Records, then it became Omega's, which is still in the back area, which became Omega's bedroom in a sense. So until they rescue Omega, they know what they're going to do. And that's, I think, where the path unknown part of the title comes in. These clone cadets, their path is unknown. They have the whole galaxy ahead of them. They still have to be careful for the Empire, but the galaxy is ahead of them. They have their path is unknown. And while Wrecker and Hunter know what their path is currently, that being rescuing Omega, their path after that is unknown. But that's where I'm going to conclude this review. Let me know what you thought of Paths Unknown in the comment section down below. And we're going to be moving on to the next episode, Shadows of Tantus, so stay tuned for that. So thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please be sure to give it a like, upvote, and share. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you always. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like, as well as subscribe to my channel and ring that bell to stay up to date on my latest content. Also, be sure to check out the link tree in the description, as well as any other links I have down there.